not a game, it's a rich thing.
What's up, y'all? It is Tasha. We are back with another review for Love Without Borders. This is episode 2. Thank you so much for stopping into my channel. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button below. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the video. And of course, comment in the comment section below because, you know, this is a new show for all of us. We got to kind of warm up and see what we feeling like is about to give us, okay? So far, I'm not mad at it. I found out this episode through the commercials, I believe it was, that the same producers that produced Love is Blind produced this show, which we know they also produce that other show, Married at First Sight. But this one seems to be moving a little bit quicker. I like it, but then I don't, because some of the scenes are very, very short. Like, literally, I'm taking notes and I'm like, so do I even want to capture that information or not? Like, some of them are just so short that it's like, maybe you could just wait and place this together once you're on that person or that couple again, if that makes sense to y'all. But we just gonna keep rocking and rolling with it. So far, I do like the show. So let's go ahead and discuss episode 2, okay? So the show opens with Girleen and Shreyas, and she says, you know, her first impression of him was that he looks like Aquaman. But she says he isn't someone she would initially be attracted to, but, you know, that can grow. And I was like, I mean, I guess, girl, but he is pretty easy on the eyes. So I don't know if you just used to, you know, white guys out there in California or what, but this man is not bad looking at all, girl. I don't know. She said she grew up in India with her grandma for the first 4 years of her life, so she initially thought that was her mom. They begin to discuss a little bit of work, and what she does. She says that she will still be working while she is there, so she'll just be working remotely. She says, you know, I'm trying to be respectful of, you know, his family being here, and I kind of just reverted back to my Indian culture, but I really like my own space, is what she's trying to tell us of. I'm going to be nice, I'm going to smile, but I really want to get out of here and be in my own space with my man, okay? So back over to Phil and Carmen and Danna. They are getting to know each other. Phil has busted out the Clorox wipes, child, because he's a germaphobe. And she's like, where he think he was coming? That he got to bring this stuff, okay? I mean, Carmen, he didn't know where he was coming, so give him a little bit of a break, okay? He tells Carmen that Ghana is where his mother was right before she passed away. So it really brings him some peace. And y'all, the two of them seem to really be vibing and hitting it off. We then see Danna has finally landed. She tells us that she basically cried the entire flight. And she says those emotions are still there, but she's excited to meet her match. She hops in her taxi, but he tells her it's going to be easier for you to take the train because where you trying to go. So she takes the taxi to the train. The train ride is 2.5 hours, and then she has to hop in another taxi for another 15 minutes to actually get to her new home for the next 3 months. I was like, whew, to live that far from the airport. Can you imagine trying to get yourself together into the airport on time when you are basically like a 3-hour trip away from the airport? My goodness. So she knocks on the door. Brian answers the door, who is 35 years old. She says she thinks he's attractive. I was like, he's okay. He's not ugly, but, you know, could be somebody that's a little bit cuter. He's a farmer, and before that, he says he was a salesman for 15 years, and he really wanted to change of pace, so farming is where it is. He says he's really looking to get married and have a family in this phase of his life. They have a glass of wine. His place looks really cute, and she compliments him on it, and he's like, yeah, over the past few weeks, I kind of, you know, got it together. It was a bachelor pad for a while, but since he basically knew he was going to be having company for the next 3 months, he decided to spruce the place up a little bit, and it looks really cute. He asks what she does for a living, and she just comes out and she says, I'm a stripper. And it was a little awkward for a moment. We all knew, of course, she was playing, but she tells him, you know, what she does. They have a good laugh about it. He says that he really wanted to establish a lifestyle first and then bring a family into it. So I guess farming is bringing him the coins that need to be gave. So now he's ready for the family part of it. They chat and get to know each other. She finds out that he has 3 brothers and 1 sister, and basically he grew up in Ireland, so that's home for him. We then meet another single this episode, because remember, we're supposed to have 5 singles in total. So far, we have met 3 of them. So we meet another new single, who is Aaron. He's a 31-year-old optometrist from North Dakota. He says basically he's been on dating apps, but basically how the dating apps work is you kind of swipe left about 3 times. And that's all the dating you're going to get down in Fargo, North Dakota. There are no options there. He says he moved to LA for a little bit. He did find a guy, and then the guy just kind of ghosted him out of nowhere, and that kind of killed his confidence, really made him sad. So then he moved back to North Dakota. We see him visit his parents and brother. They have dinner, and all I can say is it looks boring in North Dakota, okay? He says his parents are very conservative. He felt like he really disappointed them when he told them that he was gay. He said for the first time ever, his mom recently wanted to introduce him to a man, but it was the weatherman she saw on TV. And I'm like, from the looks of it, how small Fargo, North Dakota is, his mama probably knows the weatherman. It could hook it up. But he says it was just like, baby steps that she would at least, think of a guy and want to hook him up with it. So mama, just know. So he tells his family about Erica and her potentially finding love for him, but the match will not be in the United States. His dad asks how soon that can happen. He says basically the next time I see her, she's going to have a plane ticket for me to go. And when he said that, that made me feel better because I didn't get that vibe from the first episode, that it was like, it seemed like it was a shock to the other people, but that makes me feel a little bit better that they actually know that, okay, if I see her again, I need to be ready to go, because that's going to be the plan, is to go ahead and leave. So everything kind of needs to be in order prior to that, just in case. We find out his dad and his brother are both optometrists as well. So he's just kind of falling in line with the family. His brother is actually his boss. So he lets his brother know, I'm going to be quitting. His brother's like, we'll just work with it. Okay. We then see Aaron is out with his friends. He's telling them about the matchmaker. We jump over to Danna and Brian in Ireland. He's showing her around her place and where she'll be sleeping. And then we do a hop, skip, and a jump over to Phil and Carmen. And he comes outside of the balcony. He's like, something smells good. And she's like, yeah, people in Ghana kind of just throw their trash out. And I was like, so you think out here thinking trash smell good, Phil? What is happening? She's definitely giving him the side eye, okay? So it's day 2 in Dubai for Girleen and Shreyas, and Dad comes by the room, asks her, how she slept. She's like, good, as she's trying to unpack her stuff. Mom comes by next and asks, you need anything, while she's cooking her breakfast. She's like, no, I'm good. I can't imagine how overwhelming that feels, girl. Girleen says that the only place she really gets any privacy is when she goes to take a shower. I hope it gets better for her. I really do. But it just seems to be getting to her already, that it's like, God, I'm kind of never alone. I can't be alone with him. Like, this is just a lot to take in all at once. So they sit at the table in awkward silence. And then his dad finally asks her if she likes men with beards. And she's like, generally no, because it tends to be a little awkward when you're kissing them. But of course, Shreyas has a beard. But she's like, it looks good on him. So like any proud parent, I guess, Papa goes and grabs his phone and pulls out some modeling pictures so that she can see Shreyas, as a model, and then see him before he had the full-on beard, which I think looks good on him. But I was like, child, if this ain't a parent who is proud of their child, like ready to flip through his modeling pictures, showing off his abs and everything, Daddy is like, look at my son. I am proud of him, okay? His mom asks her what she eats on a daily basis. She tells them that she is vegan. And the mom was like, yeah, it's kind of hard for vegans to get protein in, and is going it. Things have come a long way since then, Mama. I'm sure she's doing just fine with her protein. So just fall back, okay? But, they're really trying to be nice. But again, very overwhelming. Back over to Aaron. He is wrapping up the workday, and then we see Erica walks into the door. So y'all already know what time it is. It's time for him to get up out of here, okay? So they head to his place so he can get packed up. He calls his mom before he starts the whole process to let her know that, he is leaving. And you can just hear the worry and trepidation in his mama voice of, well, where you going? Well, let me know. I love you. Like, mama is going to be having a fit until she knows where her baby boy is at and know that he is safe, okay? So as he is packing, Erica is like, yeah, you need to make sure you get the condoms. I am trying to find you love after all. So he pulls out a box stash from under the bed of magnums. And I was like, okay, Aaron. Okay, Aaron said, I'm kind of tall. And, you know, things are just proportional. Okay, that's all y'all need to know. All right, Aaron. Thank you for that information. So they get all packed up. He heads to the airport. They arrive and he finds out he is going to Paris. He says he's very worried about navigating Paris once he gets there because he does not know any French. And I will be right there with you, just on a hope and a prayer that somebody speaks English once I arrive. So back over to Girleen. Her and Shreyas are going out for lunch. Just the two of them. Thank God. We learned that you can get a ticket in Dubai if your car is too dirty, because he talks about his car being dirty when his car looked completely clean to me. I was like, say what now? Y'all would probably be ticketing me all the time, because keeping my car spotless is not a priority for me, especially not with kids, okay? So they arrive at the restaurant. She says it's really nice for them to get out, just the two of them for the first time. She gets to know a little bit more about him. He lets her know that he was really chubby and shy as a kid, like even to the point that he was getting bullied by girls. He says he's been in one serious relationship since being in Dubai, and that relationship was for 8 months. And I was like, and that's what you consider to be a serious relationship? But I guess I don't know his past dating history to know, you know, what else he has had experience with. But how serious can you get in 8 months? Like, okay. Gurleen says she's looking for someone with good morals, values, honest, and that she grew up in a very unemotional household, how, you know, crying was shown as a sign of a weakness. And then she told us on episode 1 how she had never heard her parents say, I love you. And I was confused of, was that to each other or to them? And basically she clarifies this episode and lets us know that it was both. Like, until she reached about the age of 25, she didn't hear I love you from them, nor did she hear them say it to one another. That is insane. I tell my kids I love them every single day. He says that he can tell she is really strong, but his family is the complete opposite from how she grew up, which is why you can see where it would, of course, be a good thing for her to see that family can be really close and loving to each other. I could definitely see how that's very, very overwhelming when that's not how you grew up and it's not what you used to just be thrown into a situation where this family is so close that they all live together. Like, that is a lot. She tells him that she wasn't expecting a family because, you know, she lives on her own. So she thought the person that she's going to meet would be on their own. And she was like, you know, I'm going to be quite frank with you. I think it's best to get to know someone without their parents and their sister. And I do agree with her. He says he needs to think about that because he and his family are really close. And I'm just like, sir, she's not moving you away from them forever. If y'all are, you know, this doesn't work out, it's only for 3 months. But even in the end, if it does work out, do you really expect her to still want to live here with you and your parents if she stays in Dubai? Or if you move to the States, your parents are not going to be there. So I don't see the big deal. You can always still go visit your parents. That doesn't mean we have to all live with them, okay? So back in Ghana, it's nighttime and Phil is about to take a shower. Carmen lets him know that sometimes, you know, there's no water and there is no hot water. And I was like, excuse me, no hot water, like no hot water at all, ma'am? Ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way I'm going to be signing up to give myself cold showers every single day. I get the shower as hot as I can handle it. And you trying to tell me that ain't going to be the case while I'm here? Who? Phil was me. Phil was like, I don't know what I signed up for, but you know, I'm already here and here I am. So we going to lean with it, rock with it, okay? He says he's very serious about his cleanliness and he asked her for washcloths and basically they don't use washcloths. And I'm like, so how we getting in the cracks and the crevices of everything that needs to be clean without a washcloth, a loofah, something? I don't know. But Phil, you worried about packing Pine Sol and Clorox wipes, but you couldn't pack no towels, sir? You couldn't throw a few towels in the bag? Get your priorities together, okay? So Carmen calls her sister and tells her about Phil, and she's like, he is cute. The sister asks about how he felt about the bucket bath, and as she is asking him that, we see Phil is in the shower struggling with this cold shower, child. I could not. But he is definitely like, she's a good one. She be looking that fine taking these cold showers. I mean, I understand they say cold showers supposed to be good for you, but listen, I ain't signed up for this, okay? So he gets out. He's able to speak with her sister really briefly on the phone, says that he is enjoying Miss Carmen because, of course, she's beautiful and they're vibing. They just seem to be connecting very easily. So back over to Ireland, we see Danna and Brian. It is still day one. He's lighting a fire for them in the fireplace. They're just kind of hanging out on the couch together. They're holding hands. I was like, if I didn't know no better, I would think y'all was together already for about, 2 or 3 months, okay? Brian says he isn't uncomfortable or anxious, and he was really surprised about how well they are gelling together. She goes to take a shower. He says he's kind of stuck in the middle between, I don't really want to be shy, but I don't want to be pushy or make her uncomfortable. We'll talk about his next steps after that, okay? But Aaron he's on his flight. He has 6 hours left on his flight to Paris. He says he's excited, and he realized he's not going to the boot state, because he said that earlier that he was going to the state that looks like a boot. And no, that's Italy. That's not Paris. He arrives 12 hours later after leaving, and he finds a taxi. Thankfully, the taxi driver speaks some English. After an hour drive, he arrives at his new home and meets his new potential boo, who is Mael, who is 28, and he is a massage therapist. He seems to speak really good English, which is a bonus, but says, of course, he hasn't been able to find love yet in Paris. Erica says Mael has a huge heart and knows how to communicate, so this will hopefully help Aaron to open up. They get to his place. They're trying to get upstairs to the elevator to get to his apartment. The elevator is the tiniest elevator I have ever seen. Like, a public bathroom stall is bigger than this elevator that was in his apartment. So they had to send the luggage on the elevator while they took the stairs to get to his apartment. Girl, Mael says that, Aaron is cute. Aaron says that, Mael is good looking, but I was thinking I was going to get more of a, Thor person. I was like, all right now, Aaron. Okay. So Mael gives him a tour of his place, and it is a tiny place. I don't know if this is the norm for Paris because, they might be tiny people, but everything is tiny. The living room is tiny. The bed is tiny. The kitchen is tiny. The bathroom is tiny. Like, everything is tiny. And Aaron is like, I am longer than the bed. I don't know how this is going to work. Okay. Like, oh gosh. So back over to Danna and Brian. They're getting ready for bed. And she says, she wants to talk to him a little bit more, but she is getting tired. But they do decide to lay in bed together, I guess, so that, they can continue talking. But if she drifts off to sleep, it is what it is. So he starts to get undressed right in front of her because he says that he sleeps naked. Thankfully, he kept his little boxer shorts on. But, Danna, I peeped you. You was looking, though, girl. You was looking because you wanted to see what was happening, okay? You didn't get shy or look away. You was looking like, well, if he gonna show it, I'm gonna see it, okay? So they get in bed together. They start to cuddle. And I was like, we moving a little fast. He's like, his arm is around her. He leans in for a kiss. I'm like, y'all are just getting to whatever you got to get to, okay? It is day one. It is night one. And we already cuddling and kissing in the bed darn near naked with each other. Danna, live your best life, but also, girl, take it easy. And Brian, I'm going to need you to also take a seat and fall back, because I do feel like that he's kind of not being pushy. And I know she probably is not doing anything she don't want to do, but he's definitely, taking the initiative of, let's go ahead and get to know each other a little bit better, okay? But, girl, not on the first night. Not on the first night. So that was the end of this episode. We see some previews for the next episode, and it looks like we meet the last single, which is a guy, and his mama does not seem to be too happy about it. We see that Gurleen looks to be doing some things that, his family is not too happy about. Phil lets Carmen know that he's been celibate for the last 4 months. And I think from what we heard her say that, you know, without sex, she might go a little bit crazy. So we'll see how that works out. But I'm sure, you know, Phil will be getting down with the get down if Carmen was down with it. Okay, so I don't think she really has nothing to worry about. All right, but let me know y'all thoughts on the episode this week. Please, if you're new to it, go ahead and watch. We're only 2 episodes into this brand new show, so there's time to catch up before the new episode comes on Tuesday. Then after that, you know, we'll be just catching this show every week, and we will see what unfolds between these couples, y'all. But let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.